Thank you, panelists, and now we are back into game number 3. Into the land of Dawn we go. Still, Fnatic Onic trailing, or rather equalized after what was such a dominant game by Geek Fam. But will they be able to retain the dominance in game number 3?
Well, this is an interesting fact. In both games, 1 and 2. Oh, whoa, hang on a minute. Beloyski.
Oh, trying to go for the clear. Oh,
he reset it.
Yeah,
the
quick
buff.
reset. It's not going to be the full reset like before the whole patch of the purple buff, but still, it's annoying, and it will give Vincent already an advantageous clearer on the alpha. Even more time to now just build out that snowball.
Yeah, it's a great delay.
Well, the fun fact I was going to say is that both teams that actually won in game 1 and 2 had the Beatrix, Hylas, and Suyo. That's an interesting coincidence. Beloyski once again, though.
Again with a shove over to Keyboy. Unfortunately, there's no Spear of Alpha. There's an Iron Hook, though. Again, both these roamers just playing with their skills, going back and forth, but definitely Vincent getting a lot of value with the faster clear because of Beloy's reset.
Beloy's going with the pull yourself together along with the firmness, so it's just tankiness and playmaking as always. More in line with what he's used to. And in the gold lane, see the weapon mastery again from CW, so...
Whoa! Keyboy! Oh, curse blast from Sans and the basic attack fade away. You can try to flicker out of the basic attack, but it'll follow you. Vincent, not level 4. Whoa, I think Kyrie took that away.
It's insane how Kyrie was delayed, but not Beloyski.
Oh, a mistake from a boy, then a mistake from Beloy. Can he escape? Sans, curse blast, no flicker to get away. 2 early kills from Sans. And you can see the reset, or rather the pressure placed down Vincent with the Spear of Alpha. Defensively, Kyrie with the Force. Trying to go for a little bit more damage. Veldora displaces him, stops him from going for the Immortal form for even longer. But what looked to be a dub for Geek Fam is now turned into a massive win. Keyboy! Again with another hook onto a boy.
Whew, the pressure coming in from this Franco, dude. In theory, Geek Fam, you know, they can still get a bit of an advantage. They still have a lot of good setup tools to go for big team fights. But Fnatic Onic, as long as they're able to leverage the frontline durability of Rez and Keyboy's pressure here, if they can get the advantage in moving into the jungle in the rotations and setting up traps for Geek Fam, they can start snowballing very reliably.
My oh my.
Whoa.
A lot of things happening, and it's skill shot galore. The Land of Dawn for game number 3. So far, the pressure has been exerted a lot by Keyboy. Penetration minute by CW. Just clear out the wave and maybe create irritation from Sans. And so far, Kyrie, he was delayed with the purple buff, but the fact that he was able to get level 4 earlier than Vincent is not short of something very, 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 very good for Fnatic Onic, because he's able to be in the fights again and so present as well for Fnatic Onic.
Well, Beloyski and Keyboy, you're seeing a big difference right here. Beloyski is just kind of reacting for the most part. He did go and prioritize the invasion, the delay onto Kyrie's farming right there, but Keyboy is just going aggressively in the lanes. That's a big difference. And for Fnatic Onic, this trio mid is just so lethal right now. Franco, Vexana, and the Suyo. This early game is dangerous coming in from Fnatic Onic, and you're seeing Geek Fam respect it, but sometimes they are overextending a bit more, allowing Keyboy to find a lot of these value moments.
You know, they'll look to snowball even further, maybe shut down the Natan, like how it was in last game, in game number 2. I mean, Shadara was all over the place towards CW, did not give him a chance to play the lane, especially after that solo kill. CW was just fully shut down, but now it's a different side of the coins. Shadara having to play the Natan, and now CW with the Beatrix. Turtle spawning though, and Beloyski is already standing behind the pit. But Onic, of course, Fnatic Onic rather, they will try to force this one out.
Yeah, they have the tools to do so. Like we said, the control right here. Beloy's going to be zoned out, bullied away by Rez. Veldora is trying to open up the situation, but Sans is close by.
Zoning them in the back. Up the Beloy's pathway as well. He doesn't even use the Revitalize. No, that's just normal regen. He's able to zone the entire Geek Fam away. Chadera on the other side of the map, just farming on the Natan as expected.
Yeah, doesn't want the pressure from the Beatrix. He swaps lanes up top. And Rez is there to catch the wave as well. They look to invade the purple, but nah, Geek Fam, they deny it.
Veldora though, 1v3 potentially. But no, it's too durable, the Phobias, so Fnatic Onic won't be going for that risky play. Kyrie once more with the aggressive itemization here, going for the cooldown boots. Just getting as many skills out as possible. Vincent on the alpha, despite the advantageous clear, just due to the pressure, hasn't really been able to find a lot of moments in the mid lane or the side lanes. So Geek Fam needs to be trying to match Fnatic Onic, trying to stifle their early game aggression, but it's looking quite difficult, and now it's opening windows here for CW to actually get the tower on the bottom side.
Oh, a boy has to flicker from that. I don't know if it was going to connect. Real world replay to Beloyski. Implosion, but Eternal Guard cancels for a bit. Now Spear of Alpha over to Keyboy, but the Bloody Hunt locks him down. Kyrie gets rid of him. Veldora the Flaker able to find the Demonic Force. Now over to the Infernal Pursuit. Chidera getting a kill over to Rez as well. And it becomes a 2-for-2. Geek fam looking at damage from Kyrie. Did not expect that. Chidera definitely has to respect that now. And to the mid lane, it's a tier 1, so in favor of Fnatic Onic still.
2-4-2, and it was an instant trade. A lot of things happening. Who won that trade, Arashi?
I gotta say, Fnatic Onic definitely came out on top there. The mid tower that's just so critical right here. Talking about rotations, right? How important it is to get a trio mid prio in the current meta. Usually teams would kind of expend resources just to save that one middle, the first middle turret there in the mid lane. But Fnatic Onic were able to get it for free technically, and they still came out kind of equal in that engagement. And with Sans picking up 3 kills, man, it's gonna be a really scary situation.
Oh! Find the hook, but the Eternal Guard actually knocks him out. Beloyski very low. Purple buff stolen away by Kyrie, I believe it was. Both red trees used up, but Kyrie, the advantage being 3 levels ahead.
Yeah, we talked about this when the draft was going. It was either you go for a Valentina or a Vexana to just play against the Tiger on the hands of Beloyski. He has so much feel and engage, and now Rez in the front line. Bloody Hunt.
Real equation coming down with the Eternal Guard not being there just yet, but Sans is doing a lot of damage with CW. Just getting them down slowly but surely. A boy is next on the chopping block, and Kyrie just basic attacks him to take him out. 4 members of Geek Fam traded just for Keyboy and Rez.
It was an interesting move from Geek Fam, man. They know that they're behind. They know that there are snowballing members on the side of Fnatic Onic, and they just met them head on in a 5v5 there. What did they think was gonna happen, man? CW completely popped off right there. Just like that, neutral objective swings over to Fnatic Onic, and the whole jungle just gets invaded, taken away. Fnatic Onic, this was one of their win conditions. Make sure that they have the pressure and they have Keyboy just set up the traps. Beloyski's conceal, won't be able to actually get Geek Fam anything right now.
They have so much zone control. They have zoning tools to use. They have lockdown is on the hands of Keyboy in case Veldora just does jump into the backline and maybe look for a pick off. And Keyboy is there to always be present, just appeal for his teammates. And now Geek Fam, what do they do in this scenario? It's 8-4, 6.2k gold deficit, or gold lead rather, for Fnatic Onic. Geek Fam, it feels like they're caged inside of the base as they try to reclaim control of their jungle.
They have to try and wait for a big moment with a big implosion. We saw that one of the fights that almost went Geek Fam's way came on way of that, but look at that hook!
Iron Hook of the Bloody Hunt into the burst down. Sans with the Curse Blast, able to find him. The real world ablation, zoning CW away. But look at Vincent with the Spear of Alpha over to Rez. They don't do enough damage. Kyrie for the flags and a shutdown from CW. Render's Apathy and Iron Hook from Keyboy. And a triple for Kyrie.
Wipe out. Fnatic Onic once again show who the kings are. How do you play if your playmaker is gone? In a blink of an eye, Keyboy, that was a good pick off towards Beloyski. No implosion, no attack wave, no sacred hammer to supplement Geek Fam to make the fight happen.
What can Geek Fam do right now, man? In a front to back, they can't really come out on top. They do have ways to kind of play the high ground technically. If they buy enough time, a boy in Chidera can do a lot of damage, but then Vincent will fall off, and they're going to be very heavily reliant on magical damage. And until that point later, oh, Chidera!
Looking for it, Eternal Guard actually catches him, but they go on to Sanzu! 4-man from Beloyski, no follow-up though! Fear of Alpha finding two! That's a good stun from Kyrie to disengage, to stop what looked to be a game-changing play from Beloyski.
Arashi got the point. They're able to just go in. A boy, low HP, Kyrie gets the double.
Not enough, not enough. Take down CW, take down Sans, but Kyrie has 7 kills.
He's 5 levels ahead of Vincent as well. And he has more than enough damage to just secure this Lord outright. That was a step in the right direction for Geek Fam. Getting a couple of, actually 2 very value shutdowns there. The mid lane and the gold laner. That's almost ideal there. A play started by Beloyski, followed up by his team. Actually by Chidera, who started things off. But Geek Fam, they gotta be a bit more respectful again of the danger of Fnatic Onic. after going in for a fight like that, if they get the advantage, they have to know when to kind of tone it down. Looking at the items here, Glowing One and Wishing Lantern for Geek Fam, so the poke is definitely in there. But again, with the advantage that Fnatic Onic has, even the Roamer, the Franco that kind of doesn't have a lot of gold income, in theory, has a Radiant Armor. So it's going to be a tough, long, drawn-out fight for Geek Fam to really get a lot of victories when it comes to the front to back. But if they can get the pickoffs, again, that is what they need to do, right? The lack of purifiers on CW is something that Geek Fam can definitely abuse.
Yeah, Geek Fam has to be wary of that. Turn passive pop, Lord marching in. They might be able to scrap a few turrets, but the end is still way too far for them to think about, so Fnatic Onic just play it safe. Oh boy! Look at those hooks!
That's the big problem, man. No one can really take the hook without repercussion. Yeah, maybe Beloyski is tanky enough, but then afterwards, what does he do? Oh! Wow.
Gee, yeah, when your front line gets bursted like that from
far.
shot, I mean, that wasn't even the Renner. 7-0 speaks for itself, I guess. Fnatic Onic aren't able to take any of the base rows just yet, but man, this is looking scary. It's looking bleak. 8.5k gold lead. They can just freeze up the waves and continue to do what they've been doing in game 1.
Yo, we underlooked Kyrie somehow. He's a sleeping giant, 7-0. Has his items ready, and even Sans stacking up those damages. And Fnatic Onic, it seems like they're taking it slow. Could Lord be the timer for them?
Ooh. Oh, interesting.
Very uncharacteristic mistakes from a boy, I would say.
RWM? I think the idea is to use RWM's crowd control immunity to survive if the hook actually lands.
Yeah, but usually he's like super nonchalant about it, you know?
Exactly, usually
he knows
the spacing.
calculation, 100%.
The spacing.
All right, now with that utility down, whoa, hook.
Now the Iron Hook connects, and now it's the burst down. CW just takes him out of the map instantly. No counterplay. What was Veldora supposed to do there?
They were just bursted down. Gotten away by CW. Was that a Renner's or a burst damage that was just
Bennett, that was
uncalculated? That was Bennett.
Oh no.
So Fnatic Onic on the driver's seat comfortably. Geek Fam, all they need to do is just reduce, reuse, and recycle. Do the same thing over and over again, rinse and repeat. They have to defend their base.
They just can't keep playing this front-to-back burst-heavy style right here, and Geek Fam, again, this is the main problem. Beloyski can't take the hook and re-engage as well. But Vincent isn't tanky enough. Veldora perhaps, right? Maybe they kind of quote-unquote sacrifice Veldora, then maybe Beloyski can kind of capitalize on the moment. But again, that has to be timed perfectly. And it has already happened once, technically earlier. So Fnatic Onic, they're definitely looking out for that potential outplay coming in from the side of Geek Fam, but here's the conceal.
A big desperate play for the side of Geek Fam. The Iron Hook not connecting this time around. Geek Fam, no more conceal. Fnatic Onic are playing their game. They have a slow push in the bottom lane. Geek Fam, 3 levels down on Vincent against Kyrie. Rez pops in the Glorious Pathway, gets in the stun over to the back line. They go for the pop in. Oh, Rez very low, still able to survive for a bit. Implosion catching through inside of the real world. Impalation. Tadera over the free hits, but Kyrie sniping them down slowly but surely. T-Boy finding the play hunt for Kyrie to clean them up. And now it's Veldora all alone, trying to run, trying to fight. Flickers forward, gets the demonic force, goes in for the pursuit, but Sans just sidesteps, terrifies, and blasts him to the ground.
Kyrie, the Sky Prince, again hoists the crown. And this time he is 10-0, legendary, almost a maniac, stolen by Sans. But it's all good and dandy because he has the Lord and he's able to get 3 kills to his name.
It's a great play by Geek Fam to start things off, getting the pick up onto Rez, isolating someone, finally getting a chance to get a bit of a head start in the fight. But afterwards, after using so many utilities again to try and get the initial success, they kept pushing their advantage, and that's where Kyrie was waiting in the wings, waiting for the right moment to strike. Again, 10k gold down. Geek Fam, I think they still have enough damage to kind of clear well, but if Fnatic Onic attempts a play, disrupts the clearing, once the Lord comes through into the base for Geek Fam, this could still be an end angle for Fnatic Onic.
Yeah, they're looking for a tri-lane push. The Lord will march into the mid turret. And this time, Geek Fam, how long can they defend this?
Well, they defended in the side lanes. Mid lane open, Beloyski trying to go for the concealed play, but will not be able to find an angle. So Fnatic Onic will just take it slow. They'll have 4 waves to play with, and they've already dealt with the entire wave that was in Geek Fam's base.
But take a look at Beloyski, right? He pops the conceal, looks for a play, maybe a flicker, implosion, but it's always cancelled because the zoning is so insane. Sans can just, you know, pop the deadly grasp, and then Beloyski will go spinning around like a dead ball, and the RWM popped up. Oh, the hook!
Beloy's going to be locked down by the Bloody Hunt. Actually cancelled by Chidera with the entropy there. B-Boy now forced to respect this. Geek Fam have damage now. Chidera has hit some of those power spikes, though he is still a glass cannon. A glass cannon can still hurt very much.
And look at that Heptasis built in by CW. I thought the burst was dangerous earlier. It's gonna be even more now. Geek Fam going for the defense yet again. Fnatic Onic, they really want to get this final base turret.
Oh, Veldora catches him this time with the implosion. CW caught off guard. Void Blast to take him down. Again, Geek Fam always able to find these moments in a base defense.
I'm surprised that all the resources burned by Geek Fam there to secure that kill on the CW. Fnatic Onic just weren't in position. They didn't even consider that it was a possibility right there, and that really costed them. CW down for 20 seconds right here. Not a lot of time, but that is time, valuable time that can be used by Geek Fam to push out of the base to try and get some more farm in the hands of Chidera. Finally, taking a look at the items, it's already almost a full item. Chidera,
oh no! No, Chidera, not like this! Entropy forward, the glass cannon gets caught. Vincent will fall to Kyrie. One big play to take them back in the game. One big play to take them out of the game. Fnatic Onic have gotten 3 of the Geek Fam members.
Could that be the game-ending blunder by Chidera? Entropy's forward, and Keyboy was on point with the Iron Hook, with the Bloody Hunt, and now they look to march into the Crystal. Geek Fam, this is so costly.
Great side step from a boy. Beloyski tanking up all the hits, dodging with Brenner's apathy as Keyboy will be slowed down and taken out by a boy. A lot of great poke from a boy now. He doesn't have the real world ablation. They've defended 2v5. Well played, a boy and Beloy, the 2 pillars of Geek Fam, keeping them alive.
Man, that was a risky situation, man. We saw that Keyboy understood how realistic that defense was for Geek Fam. He tried to go for a flicker play to catch him off guard. If he landed it, that would have been the end for Geek Fam.
Wow.
But that is not the story that we are having today, man. Fnatic Onic pull back away, they get the Lord, and once again, what is going on, dude? Rinse and repeat. This is now Geek Fam in the base defense, and they have all the battle spells up. They're trying to move forward.
We got Beloyski, implosion from Beloyski into the real world, but it feels like Shan. Leave it to BBB to leave everybody surprised.
The war crime general commits his sins again. That single implosion that might just equalize and stabilize this game. This is Fnatic Onic's game to win, and now it's their game to lose. How?
Now the gold is down to 8k, and look at this with the death timers. They aren't long, but again, these are windows of time that Geek Fam can use to try and get something. But no, they're playing it safe. They're backing away lest they run into Kyrie and get punished for it. No base turrets, actually 1 base turret left on top there. Veldora desperately hanging on to it. Now it's a rinse and repeat, man. But again, the late game composition, the late game power that Geek Fam were relying on has arrived. Even the Wind of Nature here, I believe, replacing the boots of Chidera, is going to have solutions for the dive coming in, or even the Bennett attempt coming in from CW. Geek Fam with the Yeeve advantage, with the high ground advantage. They have to play it precisely here. And of course, a huge amount of pressure is on the roamers, man. If Beloyski can find the plays again, that can set everything up for Geek Fam. But if Keyboy can land that devastating Iron Hook, that could be the final hook of the game for Fnatic Onic as well.
Now the priority changes, right? Because you want to avoid, or rather take down Beloyski as soon as possible. Because that implosion is such a looming threat. Always going to jeopardize Fnatic Onic's position and formation. And so far, if you talk about the compositions, Geek Fam, they have strong defense. Because that RWM is always going to be ready when the base is under threat, and Chidera. Even though that a few blunders has been committed, but that late game power is just so insane.
It's just so good right now. And you can see the adjustment as well. You're seeing moments where Beloyski gets engaged on, but Chidera cancels that engage, and vice versa. You know, Beloyski gets caught, Vincent going in. So this team is actually working really well with each other. It's just the nature of this composition of Fnatic Onic kind of doesn't allow them to really work together every single time, right? They have to really fight for windows of opportunity where they're actually able to group up as 5 and get that reliable fight that they desperately need.
And now it's, of course, a game of momentum, a game of inches for both teams. For Beloyski, it's insane.
What? Oh!
Momentum, swift, but now Keyboy gets caught.
2-man, 3-man into the guard though. Rest of the glorious pathway trying to go for the zone. Beloyski traded in. Chunk real low, the real world of Blatant forced up. But Kyrie goes into the back line. Chidera doing some damage. Kyrie to be chased out by Chidera. Goes for the flicker forward, but will not be able to find the last shot as Kyrie bought the immortality in time. No members dying in that skirmish.
Stalemate, both teams. And again, just dancing on the edge of a thin knife. And if the Lord is able to be taken away, Kyrie with the lifesteal, this will be, again, another brawl in our eyes.
CCW just cleared the wave on the bottom side though, but not only a little bit. We have to see where the wave ends up bouncing towards, but look at Rez.
Walking up, trying to soak in some damage. Beloyski shoving away, trying to dodge away from that 2-man eternal guard again.
Kyrie!
The cop, the spear of Alpha defensively. Beloyski going to lose out on a lot of HP, but will still be able to survive. Sans caught, has a purified Veldora with a flicker forward with a cloud bot. Immortality from Sans in front of Pursuit, chasing him down. Veldora has immortality as well, as now Veldora survives with just a sliver of HP, keeps his immortality intact. And again, no one has died, no one has fallen.
No victims! And how did Veldora and Beloyski cheat death? They escaped with 1 HP, a sliver of life in their very own souls. Now the Lord again restarted by Fnatic Onic. Geek fam, will they respawn? Beloyski with the conceal.
No bloody high explosion from Beloyski. Only onto 2, but there's no follow-up. Vincent going for the aggressive play, but Fnatic Onic got the Lord. You can win the war, but we'll win the battle through that.
Man, everything used up right here, but Fnatic Onic finally gets the Lord. And look at Kyrie swiping out some items here. So rapid boots there for him, actually showing off. CW as well. They're trying to barrel through to try and catch up with the Lord. They don't want to let defense clear it without a fight.
No ultimate on Beloyski. No implosion to play with. But still, that is a late game Natan. Lord, what Lord? Veldora chunking Keyboy. Good poke from a boy, and they've dealt with yet another Lord.
Wow, that's not a Lord, that's a peasant. Just being shredded away by the powers of the almighty late game Natan. And Kyrie trying to switch away his retributions. If I am not mistaken there, by Fnatic Onic now. How does the geography of this game now pan out?
It's the same idea. Fnatic Onic have the macro advantage. They're the ones now looking for one big moment. Before it was Beloyski. Now, Geek fam, as long as they don't make massive blunders, as long as a boy and Chidera don't fall without any costly investments coming in from Fnatic Onic, they stand to win everything. We saw earlier, everything played out ideally for Fnatic Onic. Kyrie even got the flank off, got right next up close and personal to a boy, and Geek fam said, we'll take that. We have the coordination to ensure that the moment anyone flanks, we saw Veldora, we saw Vincent, everyone kind of turns their focus almost immediately. This is a team that's completely in sync. Fnatic Onic, they have to bank on getting a fight outside of the base or just getting a Lord that's just late enough. It's gonna allow them to really barrel through.
But the problem is Geek fam, they're steadfast. They don't want to go out of the base. They're gluing themselves into the crystal, guarding it for their dear life. The magic damage so far from Geek fam is just way too nasty. Take a look at the Twilight purchase from Keyboy.
What?
Look at the magic defense.
Beloyski was able to flick around to the iron hook, but he pulled in the implosion for the mini waves. Rez brought into the real world ablation. Keyboy chunked very low. Veldora walking up as well as Vincent takes a bit of damage, but that's the Suyo damage that is no longer as crazy as it was when we saw Kyrie 7-0.
No more burst damage.
Kyrie definitely still has the execute. Look at the gold advantage, by the way, 8,500. Hello?
But they're full items, right? So at this point, when it comes to item value,
crazy.
It is ridiculous. I think this is the highest amount that we've seen, the highest amount of individual gold lead. I think usually we see 5, 6, 8,700 is redonkulous, as people would say.
And look at CW, man. He's also transitioned more to a DPS build. The burst damage was great. It was so useful for his team, but at this point, he knows with the way the game is going, he's not really allowed to get those easy pickups. He needs to match Shidera's damage output. And that's exactly what he's trying to do. The Lord, though, it can get shredded fast by Fnatic Onic.
I don't know how fast you can take it though, because this is a 24-minute Lord. But his immortality still intact for him. Beloyski will lose immortality as Rez gets dealt with by the entropy. Beloyski loses his life as a winner crown bought by Rez, buying a little bit more time, but he will be tricked down by Chidera with the entropy. A winner crown this time around as he buys immortality for Vincent Sans, getting the Terrify. But there is no more they can do to force this. Geek fam, they've lost Beloyski. Fnatic Onic, they've lost Rez.
That was a very good pick-off.
The Engager traded for the frontline though. In a sense,
Suyo
Geek fam can push them away.
Chidera goes in. That's the entropy forward. Over to the Lord. Shuyo was in the bottom lane. Can they blitz it fast enough? Again, this is a 25-minute Lord. You can't blitz nothing. You can only get it to half.
Not even with the Tan power with Chidera there. He's constantly giving the DPS. It was the backbone. That was Beloyski, and now the backbone is Chidera. It's insane how much damage he can deal in this time of the game. And Fnatic Onic, they're juggling on their choices whether or not they want to commit this, but they're not going to. Just trying to usher the Lord. Juggle it out. Don't commit anything.
Kairi though has done the damage on the bottom side. The wave is pushing in favor of Fnatic Onic. Now Geek will be forced to respawn sooner or later. I think sooner will be better. Now that they still have some control, some semblance of information in the Lord Pit. Vincent though is still in a very precarious spot. You can see the respect there onto the Iron Hook. It's been devastating the whole time.
And this time Fnatic Onic have the advantage. They have a slow push earlier in the bottom lane. Beloyski with the conceal already used up. Iron Hook dodge away from the real will ablation now. Towards the Lord, it's gonna be a 50-50. It's gonna be Kairi who wins it out. Beloyski with a jump back. It's gonna be Rez brought back into the team. Vincent taken down. Geek Fam will get one, but it's a 1-for-1 again. It's a jungle for Rez.
Insanity! Thankfully, Kairi gets the retribution. That Beloyski implosion was always going to be insane. But the Lord still in the hands of Fnatic Onic now, and then the question, are they able to fight their way inside the base, that fortress that Geek Fam are able to build?
Can they fight their way without a frontliner? Kibo has to be the main frontline right here. Kairi can't do it either. And look at Beloyski. What is he doing?
What is he doing? Big brain Beloyski. The War Crime General, Chidera, spacing away from the Eternal God. Veldero coming in, and Sans might just be compromised, but Beloyski has his sights set on GW. The Bloody Hand and the Balance Rage over to Beloyski. Kairi hitting onto the base right now with the Lord being there. Kairi with the blink backwards as well. The minute wave's not going to be there. Fnatic Onic, they made the wrong decision. Keyboy's immortality has been top. Geek Fam against all odds have wiped the Sky Kings out.
Divine intervention in Bandung. Not for the Sky Kings, but for the Geek Fam. Players, they're able to hold the minions nowhere to be seen. And Fnatic Onic, they fail to end the game. It was Kairi constantly hitting, and they might look for something. Geek Fam, they're on the pounce.
What do you do if you're Rez? Do you try to go for the push up top with a wave? I don't think you can. Vincent's dealt with it. Rez, he tried to go for that angle, but Geek Fam will go into the mid lane. That's a tier 2 taken down. 30 seconds on the death timers. The defending 4P champions up against Geek Fam. Beloyski with the implosion, the real world appellation, everything in the kitchen sink thrown at the horse, thrown at Rez. Chidera is godlike, so is Geek Fam. The sky will not collapse, but Geek Fam can pull the Sky Kings down. That's for sure. 2-1 on the brink of elimination.
Vulnerably, so much happening